Lucid dreaming, scientifically proven. Lucid dreaming occurs when a person becomes aware that they are dreaming, yet remains inside the dream world. This unique state bridges waking consciousness and the dream state. Scientists have confirmed its existence through EEG, electroencephalogram, and REM tracking studies, where lucid dreamers communicate with researchers by moving their eyes in prearranged patterns during sleep. In this state, dreamers can consciously control their actions, flying, changing dream environments, or interacting with dream characters. However, despite the vivid realism, lucid dreaming takes place entirely within the brain's neural activity, not outside the physical body. It's a form of self-awareness within sleep, not an out-of-body experience.
Astral projection, consciousness leaving the body.
Astral projection, also known as an out-of-body experience, OBE, is described as a state where an individual's awareness, or astral body, separates from the physical form and travels beyond it. Those who practice it report floating above their sleeping body, moving through walls, or exploring distant or higher dimensional realms. This concept has roots in ancient spiritual traditions such as Egyptian, Hindu, and Tibetan teachings, which view the astral body as a subtle energy vehicle connecting the soul to the physical world. In modern times, astral projection is explored through meditation, near-death experiences, and energy-based practices. Yet, despite the consistency of these reports, no scientific instrument has yet detected or measured the astral body. Thus, astral projection remains a subjective spiritual experience, not a verified physical event.
Science finds no evidence of conscious separation.
Scientists have conducted numerous studies to investigate whether consciousness can truly leave the body. Experiments involving hidden targets, remote viewing tests, and controlled observation setups have all attempted to confirm reports of people perceiving distant or unseen objects during OBEs. So far, no experiment under strict scientific conditions has produced verifiable results proving that awareness can detach from the brain or operate independently of it. Most researchers conclude that these experiences are internal phenomena, vivid perceptions generated by the mind, often linked to changes in brain activity during sleep, trauma, or deep meditation. From a scientific viewpoint, consciousness remains bound to the brain, even if the subjective feeling of separation can feel powerfully real. Key difference: internal versus external. The core difference between lucid dreaming and astral projection lies in where the experience is believed to occur. Lucid dreaming is an internal mental event arising entirely within the REM stage of sleep, and its brain patterns can be measured through EEG scans and other neurological tools. It's a self-aware dream. The body stays asleep, while the mind becomes conscious inside its own imagination. Astral projection, however, is described as an external journey of consciousness, suggesting that awareness leaves the body to explore realms beyond the physical plane. Science, at present, only validates the internal model, interpreting all such phenomena as brain-generated experiences rather than actual separations from the body. Until measurable evidence emerges, astral projection remains a subjective spiritual claim, while lucid dreaming is an empirically proven cognitive state.
Possible overlap. The hypnagogic state. Some researchers propose that astral projection experiences may occur during a transitional state of consciousness, known as the hypnagogic, falling asleep, or hypnopompic, waking up phase. During these moments, the brain blends dream imagery with waking awareness, often producing vivid sensations of floating, vibrations, or detachment from the body. These sensations feel incredibly real because the mind is semi-awake, perception is active, but the body remains in sleep paralysis, a protective mechanism of REM sleep. This overlap can create the powerful illusion of separating from the physical form. Thus, some scientists suggest that astral projection may represent an intense, semi-lucid dream, rather than literal out-of-body travel, blurring the line between neurological and mystical experience. Dissociative or altered awareness. From a psychological and neuroscientific perspective, astral projection may represent a dissociative or altered state of awareness, where the brain temporarily detaches the sense of self from the perception of the body. In such moments, the mind creates a powerful simulation of separation, often accompanied by vivid sensations like floating, spinning, or leaving one's body. These states are not uncommon in conditions involving extreme focus, meditation, sensory deprivation, or trauma. The brain's temporal parietal junction, which integrates body and spatial awareness, may momentarily misfire, producing the feeling of being outside oneself. To the experiencer, it feels completely real and often deeply spiritual. But research indicates these effects arise from internal neural processes, not the literal movement of consciousness beyond the body.
Shared features between both. Despite their different interpretations, lucid dreaming and astral projection share many striking similarities that blur the line between psychology and spirituality. Both involve heightened awareness during a non-ordinary state of consciousness, sensations of floating, flying, or moving without a body, intense emotional or spiritual impact, often with feelings of awe and liberation, vivid imagery and perception, appearing as real as waking life, a deep sense of freedom from physical or sensory limitations. These overlapping traits explain why many people initially confuse astral projection with lucid dreaming. However, while both experiences feel equally real and transformative, science attributes them to inner brain states, whereas spiritual traditions view one, astral projection, as a true journey beyond the physical plane. Why people believe it's more than a dream. Many who experience astral projection describe it as far more vivid and meaningful than any dream. They often recall verifiable details, such as seeing locations or events they believe they could not have known while asleep. Others report encounters with spiritual beings, deceased loved ones, or realms of light and energy that feel profoundly real and transformative. Such experiences often carry a deep sense of clarity, peace, or divine connection, convincing individuals that they've truly left their physical form. For these people, astral projection isn't merely imagination. It's a direct encounter with consciousness beyond the brain. This powerful personal conviction and emotional truth keep the belief alive across cultures and generations, even without measurable scientific evidence. Neuroscience perspective. Modern neuroscience provides an intriguing lens to understand both lucid dreaming and astral experiences. Studies using EEG, fMRI, and brain imaging have shown that during lucid dreaming, the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for self-awareness and decision-making, becomes more active than in normal dreams. This explains why lucid dreamers can consciously control and reflect within the dream world. In cases of out-of-body experiences, OBEs, researchers have observed irregular activity in the temporal parietal junction, TPJ, a part of the brain that integrates sensory signals to create our sense of physical presence. When this region is disrupted through stimulation, trauma, or sleep paralysis, people can feel as if they've separated from their bodies. This suggests that astral-like sensations arise from how the brain maps the self in space, creating an internal but convincing illusion of external travel. Conclusion: science versus spiritual experience. From a scientific standpoint, astral projection most likely represents a combination of lucid dreaming, vivid hallucination, and altered states of consciousness, all contained within the brain's complex network of perception and awareness. There is, as yet, no physical proof that consciousness can exist independently of the body. From a spiritual or metaphysical perspective, however, astral projection is viewed as a real journey of the soul, transcending physical limits to explore higher dimensions of existence. Both views may hold part of the truth. Science explains how the experience happens, while spirituality explores what it might mean. Ultimately, the divide between the two may not be opposition but interpretation, a question of whether consciousness is produced by the brain or expressed through it.